Hello and happy new moon. Here's everything you need to know about this particular new moon coming in Scorpio on Friday, November 1st, 2024. My name is Gretchen Heidel. I'm a full-time astrologer and intuitive reader, and I'm going over this new moon time. There's a lot of astrological energy going on behind the scenes during this particular new moon. It's kind of busy. The day of the new moon itself isn't really that too busy on that Friday. The new moon happens at 8:47 a.m. Eastern time, so earlier than that if you're out on the West Coast or plus or minus wherever you're viewing from. It is going to be taking place at 9 degrees Scorpio. So this is a big thing where the sun and the moon are going to be lining up, sort of aligning their energies in the astrological sign of Scorpio. Remember that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And so this is all about death, rebirth, transformation, phoenix rising. This is a little bit of an odd new moon because Scorpio is really all about endings and then new beginnings. Scorpio, in a way, is much more sort of wired to be a full moon instead of a new moon. Because if you think of new moons, new beginnings, fresh starts. Here, we still have to end something before we can go on to like new green pastures. And that's what this particular new moon is all about. So if you think about the new moon normally just being a new beginning, something has to conclude, something has to end. The ruler of Scorpio is Pluto, and Pluto is all about death, rebirth, transformation, phoenix rising. Something burns to the ground and then something rises up out of it. So that's what this particular new moon is all about. It's about ending something before you can begin something new. Now, obviously, it depends on where Scorpio is in your astrological chart in order to know how this will affect you on a personal level. But that's basically what this is, what the deal is with this. And there's been a lot of Pluto energy going on. In fact, there's still going to be Pluto energy going on all throughout the whole weekend. Back on October 22nd, 2024, the sun formed a square with Pluto, so there was a lot of activity. I know a lot of my clients were calling me that week because there was a lot of things going on. Some of it was a little bit contentious because when the sun forms a square with Pluto, that's what's happening, is it's a little bit more contentious. Well, I can't report that it's going to be contentious free over the weekend, because actually on Sunday, November 3rd, Mars is going to be forming an opposition with Pluto. Now, the modern day astrology ruler of Scorpio is actually Pluto, but the ancient ruler of Scorpio is actually Mars. And here we have Mars and Pluto in play, opposing each other during this particular new moon in behind the scenes. And it's going to be keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger until we get to November 3rd, and then it goes down and you know, kind of starts to dissipate as we get into next week. And now I know next week is really big in the United States because it is the election on November 5th. So going into this election, there's going to be a lot of contentious. That can definitely be a rise in violence. We could see shootings, and I've read online that there's, I don't know, people are burning ballot boxes, and there's all kinds of things. And this is what's going on. It's been active all this week on the last week of October, and then as we get into the beginning of November, it's continuing to go, it's continuing to grow, and it's continuing to get stronger. The peak of it, the height of it, the maximum that this thing is going to be is on November 3rd at 6:37 a.m. Eastern time, 3:37 a.m. if you're out on the West Coast overnight between Saturday and Sunday. But don't, underestimate this thing. This is quite powerful. We never want to see them oppose each other really. And at the time of the opposition, Mars is going to be in the very, 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 very last degree of Cancer, and then Pluto is in the last degree of Capricorn. So these two, remember, Capricorn is structures, even the government. Mars is, home and family with it being in Cancer and all that kind of stuff, patriotic and things like that. So, this could be really contentious. And the fact that they're in the last degree, the fact that this new moon is in Scorpio, which is kind of finishing something, wrapping something up before we can start the new thing on this new moon, that's in play. The day before that, on Saturday, so that in between the new moon and this Mars-Pluto opposition, Mercury is going to form a positive trine with Mars on the 2nd, November 2nd at 4:21 a.m. Eastern time. And then Mercury is going to form a sextile with Pluto. Now, this is power in words. If you think about this, is really spicy. This whole, like, there's a little spice to all of this. And we have to really watch our words. Yes, they're positive. The trine is a positive thing. Sextiles are a positive thing, but look at the players, and Mars and Pluto are opposing each other, and that's contentious. Now we're throwing Mercury into the mix on Saturday, and Mercury is revving up and making us spicy, making us really talk, and communicate and get our words across, but it's going to be quite sharp, quite pointy. So really you have to watch what you say over the weekend because this Mercury is going to be involved in that. Also on that day, Mercury changes signs. Okay, so it's moving out of Scorpio, again at the last degree of Scorpio, Mercury is, and then is going to be moving into Sagittarius, and that's starting on November 2nd at 3:18 p.m. Eastern time. So we have Mercury switching signs. It's in the last degree of Scorpio. It's highlighting Pluto and Mars. Oh my goodness. So these are all things that we have to kind of just be mindful of. This is spicy. This could be very good if you are a person who is normally shy, normally reserved, normally, you don't want to, I don't want to say what I think on my mind or whatever. Well, this could be really good for you because this will help you. However, if you're naturally very outspoken, sometimes you're prone to putting your foot in your mouth or saying too much, this could also be a problem. So we have to watch that. Mercury is also talking, communicating, and traveling, because remember, Mercury was the winged messenger in mythology. Also on Sunday, again, Mars is at the last degree now of Cancer and is going to be moving into the astrological sign of Leo. So Mercury's on the move this weekend on Saturday, going into Sagittarius, and then Mars is on the move on Sunday, going into Leo, both fire signs. So a lot of this there's a lot of spicy energy behind the scenes here. This is a quite powerful new moon. And the other thing is that the new moon is occurring at 9 degrees Scorpio. Well, in numerology, the number 9 is also about finishing something, completing something, wrapping something up. So there's a lot of ending stuff around this new moon. So it means that we're gonna have it is a new moon. Don't mistake me. It is new moon energy, but we really have to wrap something up before we start something new, before we progress, before we go forward with something. We're going to have to really leave the old behind. And that's what this whole energy is about. And then as we even get into Monday, Sun, which is in Scorpio, is going to form a positive trine to Saturn, which is in Pisces. So now we have a little water that we're going to put on that fire. Now, this Monday could be a different story. I mean, yeah, we're still dealing with the contention over the weekend of some oppositions going on, but this could also help to anchor us. If it was just this Sun trine Saturn, well, geez, this would be great for goal setting, long-term plans, making new habits, healthy habits and things like that. That could all be very positive. Monday would be a good day if you're planning on creating new goals, healthy habits, going forward with things. Monday could be a good day for you. The other sort of positive thing, and I know you might be saying, what, this is positive, but it actually could be, is on November 3rd, on Sunday, Venus is going to form an opposition to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is currently in Gemini and Venus is currently in Sagittarius. That's going to be at 10:25 a.m. on Sunday. So even though we have that Mars-Pluto ugliness going on, Venus forming an opposition to Jupiter is not too bad because, again, look at the players. Yeah, it's an opposition. And yeah, oppositions classically in astrology are a point of challenge. And that could be challenge in love and whatever. However, Jupiter makes everything bigger. And so Jupiter interacting with Venus, Venus is considered to be a very positive planet. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, art, romance, finance, all those types of things is Venus's department, and Jupiter makes whatever it interacts with bigger. So that could be a good thing behind the scenes. Even though it's an opposition, it still is something that they're interacting with each other. And Jupiter making Venus bigger could increase the love and could help us to remember that love is the thing that is important here. Yes, there's a lot of divisive, contentious energies going on in the United States especially, but also in the astrological skies, and with the upcoming election and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things. So if you're looking for a bright spot, I would say definitely that Venus-Jupiter opposition that comes to a peak on Sunday, and then that Sun trine Saturn thing on Monday could be good. But don't get me wrong, that Mars-Pluto thing is going to be active. It was active the whole last week of October, and then getting into this next week of November, it's still going to be active. Now it's going to be starting to dissipate. Okay, and that's good news. After it peaks, it starts to dissipate, but it takes a little bit to do so. So it's going to be still active all of next week. Now, remember, Mars is inflammation, Mars is action, adventure, it can be fighting energy, but it's also drive, ambition, and motivation. And then Pluto is something that, again, we have to transform. So there's a big transformative energy going on behind this new moon. And that's really what new moons in Scorpio are about, is you want to hit the reset button on yourself, on your life, or wherever Scorpio is in your astrological chart. You want to start something new, new year, new you, and kind of make it different. Even though it's not technically the new year, it's still something that you can hit the reset button on yourself, and it's a new phase of life. But we have to let go of the old, or what doesn't work, or what's toxic in your life, if it's a relationship, or if it's clutter, or if it's financial, or whatever patterns or subconscious hidden things you have going on. Now, the other thing that Pluto tends to bring up is triggers. So trigger alert, this could be something that somebody accidentally steps on or purposefully steps on, a trigger that's deep in your consciousness. Because when you think about Pluto and Scorpio too, it's both psychology, it's your subconscious mind, it's all the stuff that's like really buried deep down there. And so it's the shadow side. If you are into Carl Jung and the shadow work, it can be all those things. So we just want to, proceed with caution, I guess, is a big, good way of putting it, is to proceed carefully. And really just be mindful about like what you're doing, your actions, what you're, how you're moving about in the world, and what you're saying to people, because it could easily be taken out of context, or you could even, just accidentally say something to somebody. So, or vice versa, they could do that with you. So it's really important to watch this, but we really want to clean out something. We really want to release something that is, difficult, to navigate, or that's in our lives that we've been having trouble with. It's something that's deep, something that's unconscious, hidden fears. Ooh, that's all that spicy kind of stuff. So I am going to pull active cards here. What do we need to know about this particular new moon in Scorpio, Mars opposing Pluto, all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes? What do we need to know about that? So I'm gonna pull a card here. I'm telling you, detox time. Yeah, that's just what I was just saying. Detox. This is a good time to release toxins from your body, mind, and diet. Here it is, detox time. And it's time to get rid of something. I'm going to pull now another card from the major arcana. What do we need to know about this time that we're moving into, in the new moon? Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, I can't make this up. The Tower. We did get the Tower card here. And the Tower card in this deck, it's all about something, all tower cards in all of the decks really are about safety is an illusion. Sometimes we build our lives, you know, to be safe and whatever, and then a lightning bolt comes and strikes down whatever it is. In this case, it looks like a big tree. There's a little squirrel sitting there. It looks like a hobbit, you know, kind of thing. And it's interesting because there's a hint of like all these butterflies, you know, in this particular card in this deck, which to me means there again is this metamorphosis, this transformation, this wonderful energy. And I want to do another one here. The Moonology cards. I have all my cards sitting here. This is my reading space, by the way. If anybody's ever had a reading with me, you guys will recognize this, but this is my reading space. I know I usually film in a different area, but I just didn't feel like setting all that up tonight. And then what more do we need to know about this new moon? Really give us a complete picture so that we can really plan accordingly and do our things. Okay, so this is the full moon in Cancer card. Now, this is my Moonology deck, so it's all new moons, full moon card. And it's a personal issue reaches resolution, okay? A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Cancer's home and family. So there could be something in our lives that we're really, like I said, we're being asked to dig really deep here in reference to things and to really go deep into ourselves, our psyche, what it is we want. Are we being fair to others? Are they being fair to us? All those types of things, and really digging into our subconscious mind, our unconscious mind for all of those hidden patterns. And I feel guided. One more card. I want to do a Saints and Angels card just because I'm in the mood to do some cards, I guess. What do we need to know in reference to this? And I just also got to hit on something too, but in this new moon. Okay. All right. So it is saying, just remember also to have a optimistic mindset. This is our guardian angel card, optimism. So remember that having optimism does help. Okay. There is a silver lining, okay, to this darker sort of little bit energy. When we're talking about Scorpio, Pluto, and Mars, that can be a little bit of a darker energy, but there is positive. Sometimes we have to let go of it. Like, let's say it's a toxic love relationship in order to have like an even way better, you know, love partner that comes into our life, or something with money or whatever it might be that's in your life. So there is a silver lining to this. The other thing that I had gotten hit on as I was shuffling is this would be a fantastic time to do some saging or Palo Santo or something around your house where you're doing an energetic cleanse during this, after this new moon. Now, remember, this is a good time to write out your new moon manifestation list. And yeah, I would still write the list because, you know, you're keeping it positive. And like I said, the peak of it is 8:47 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. So anytime after the peak of it, you can write your list. So anytime during the day on Friday or nighttime Friday is fine to do. You want to kind of be within 12 to 24 hours of the new moon. If you forget and you're just seeing this video or something after the fact, it's good, but put it on your calendar to write on Friday, because remember, we do want to release something. We want to let something go. We want something to come to a completion. And so this is a good time to write out, what do you want? Okay. So after that thing, you know, that you've been releasing, letting go, wrapping up, concludes, then what do you want after that? You know? And so that is something that, that you can manifest. We have a lot of astrological energy coming up, and I always feel like the 11th month is a sacred month. I don't know, I just kind of feel like that numerology of 11 is a sacred kind of time. So I will keep you posted, and I promise I am recording more videos. However, I just wanted to get this one out quickly and let you guys know what is going on. As always, if you want to have a personalized astrological session, yes, I am doing sessions still, and I do them remotely through Zoom primarily. So if you'd like to have a session, the cool thing is I can record it for you, so you can rewatch it as many times as you want after the fact. So a lot of my clients like that as well. All right, everybody, happy new moon. Good luck with all this, you know, big energies. Keep it kind of chill, keep it mild, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye.